Dance Arts of Columbia provides fitness fun for everyone from 3 years old to adult. Dance Arts is a good environment where the friendly staff makes you feel comfortable. Dance Arts feels that dance is an art form that you can experience firsthand by learning tap, jazz, modern, musical theater, lyrical, and ballet. Dance Arts urges you to enjoy a sense of accomplishment while getting fit and having fun. For class information, call 875-1569. Dance Arts of Columbia, serving Columbia since 1979.
Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends. This is Friday, July the 15th, and we're going to talk about something today, a topic we covered, I think it was a couple of months ago. I feel this is something that many of us do not think about very often because we think it does not exist in our community, in our area. But our next guest says it does, and that is human trafficking. I want to introduce you to Debbie Montague with Central Missouri Stop Human Trafficking Coalition. Welcome. Welcome back to Radio Friends. And we touched on this, as we said, a couple of months ago. And every time I have talked to either you or Nanette Ward about this, I find it really shocking what you're telling me, that we have human trafficking in our community. And do you feel that most people are like me? They say, oh, no, this doesn't happen here.
I definitely agree. I myself felt the same way, even just 3 years ago before I got involved. So it is really shocking. And my first experience with it was just watching the movie Taken, which is, a mainstream movie that I just figured was Hollywood. And then I got home and I thought, well, I'm going to Google this and just see if I can find anything on it. And what I found was just so devastating and shocking, and so I started to get involved that way. But yeah, I mean, so many people have a hard time believing it, and they might believe it for far away, but they definitely have a hard time.
You think,
local.
okay, well, this can happen in New York City. This can even happen in St. Louis or Kansas City, but not in Columbia, not in Moberly, not in Macon or Marshall.
Right.
Not in Clark, Missouri, but yes, it can. What you have seen over the time that you've been associated with this organization, what has come up as the most surprising and the most shocking to you?
I think a couple of things are the most surprising. Number one is the value of human life to some people. The person that can manipulate and bind up a person emotionally and mentally and physically and really sell them for as little as a DVD player, sell and exchange with them for as small as a cell phone, the cost of buying a cell phone. So they're
not putting very much value on human life,
right.
Human emotions and spirit.
Exactly.
And that's happening here.
Yes, that's happening here. Locally, mid-Missouri, probably at least 50 cases in Kansas City, and we've had 8 here in Columbia since I've been involved, and lots of them go unseen or unheard because, it takes a long process for the victim has to want to go forward with the indictment and the prosecution, and sometimes that doesn't happen, so lots of cases.
And the victim is afraid also.
Right.
Now, you're holding some information about cases in your hand. Can you share some of that with us?
Sure. There's several different, if you're a viewer and you're interested in knowing, the Tribune has published several different stories. But like this one really got to me about a mother that was okay with a man grooming her daughter starting at the age of 12 years old. And he groomed her to become this like sexual dominatrix that he would sell online, and he groomed her himself by performing, different ways.
Here in Columbia.
Here in mid-Missouri.
In mid-Missouri. And the mother was okay with this.
Right. Yep. And this is, sometimes she was traded for cash via PayPal. People would pay online for her. And then other times, she was traded for a DVD player or a cappuccino machine and other electronics. So
now you're telling us some things that really are difficult to believe. Now, I believe you,
Mm-hmm.
but it's hard to comprehend this.
I agree.
What can people do to stop it? What can I do? What can our listener do to put an end to this?
I think the most powerful thing for our listeners would be to educate themselves, because without that motivation of believing that it could potentially be true, it's really hard to get invested in a cause like this. So just Google it. I mean, really, you can find it in several different places. I mean, you want to look for like slaverymap.org or notforsalecampaign.org. Those types of places are reputable, and they'll have tons of documented cases that you can look at.
And then what do if you suspect something is not quite right? Do you approach the person that you think is being trafficked?
You can. I mean, it's very unlikely that a victim will self-identify.
So then how do you help here?
You would call the police department is a good place to start. You can call them and say that you feel like something's going on, or you can ask more questions. The more questions that you ask, the more information that you'll be able to give. If they go to Central Missouri Stop Human Trafficking Coalition's blog, we have numbers that they can call that, we can reach out with the proper help. But the most important thing is to ask more questions, because otherwise there's not much information to give to the police.
Right. Do you have any, we're almost out of time here, and obviously we'd spend an hour talking about this. Any events coming up that you have for people?
We do. September 11th, we have the annual Freedom by Fashion fundraiser, and it's going to be at just the auditorium. So it'll be on Sunday, September 11th.
Okay. And it's called what?
Annual Freedom by Fashion fundraiser.
And hopefully you'll raise a lot of money on this.
Yeah, hopefully.
For more information, a telephone number folks can call, and then let's give the website again.
The blog is the best place to go. It has several numbers. It's Central Missouri Stop Human Trafficking Coalition. Huge mouthful.
Central Missouri Stop Human Trafficking Coalition. And then what?
If they Google that, it will just be it'll pop up right away.
And it'll give you telephone numbers to call for more information. Will it also give you some tips on how to handle yourself if you feel someone that you have come in contact with is a victim?
Yeah, there's some
how to handle yourself tactfully to help that person.
Yes.
Okay. I tell you, Deb, it's a tough one to believe, but I do believe you, and I wish you continued success with your work in this.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure having you here. Not a pleasure talking about it.
No, not at all.
We're out of time for today on our show. Monday, we've got music of Pace. We're going to talk about Pace. Our show directed by Travis McMillan of the Reynolds Journalism Institute. Audio is Pat Akers from KBIA. Our floor director is Andrew Roscoe. And our assistant producer and guest coordinator, Uncle James Mauser. To listen to this program again or watch it, go to kbia.org. Click on Radio Friends. See you Monday. Bye-bye.